Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Can you hear me well?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances and Dandavat Pranam to all of you. I indeed welcome you to the early morning short Bhagavatam class organized by ISKCON Radha Govinda Temple, Kulai, Mangaluru. And indeed, I invite you for and on behalf of His Grace Sri Ramanista Das Prabhuji. Pardon me if I cough or do a little bit of here and there things because I'm just simply recovering. Mataji is on her way. She may or may not be able to reach. So we'll start with the class. In case she reaches, she will join us and take over.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Usha Mataji, Pranam Mataji. As usual, we'll begin with the prayers. Prayers are very, very important because unless we understand the real meaning of the message that Lord wants to convey, everything is futile. Please carry on with your prayers along with me, keeping the mute button on. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshur Unmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagar Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagar Rita Shri Vishakhanvitasya हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate
Devaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमम्
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्।
शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तनः
श्रुतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः।
हृदयन्तसोऽयभद्राणि विदुनोति सुरसताम्
हृद्यन्तस्तो ह्यभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सताम्।
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया।
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्ति भवती नैष्टिकी
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
नित्यं भागवत सेवया daily recitation, understanding, manan and reading of Srimad Bhagavatam certainly removes all inauspicious things from our lives. And since it is worshipping the Uttama Sloka Lord Sri Krishna, he bestows upon us the Naistiki Bhakti, which is the goal of our life. All right. So we now get on with it. It is sixth canto, Describe Duties of Mankind, chapter 4, verse number 30. Those who want to recite can raise their hands. Yasmin yato yena cha yasya yasmai yadyo yatha kurute karyate cha paravaresham paraprakya prasiddham tad brahma tad tairur anyayata ekam. Venkat Narsiya Das Prabhuji. Go ahead, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yasmin yato yena chayasmai yasyasmai yajyo yada kurite karyate cha paravaresham paramam prak prasiddham tad brahma tadde turananya desakam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. Revati Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी प्रणाम प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय यस्मिन् यतो येन च यस्य यस्मै यतो यायत कुरुते कार्यते च परावरेशं परं प्राक प्रसीदं तत्ब्रह्मं तत्तेदुर् अनन्यत् एकं। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you. Madhumai Krishnan Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
यस्मिन्
यस्मिन्
यतो
यतो
येन
येन
च
च यस्य
यस्मै
यस्मै
यथा
यद्यो
कुरुते
यथा कुरुते कार्यते च
कार्यते च
परावरेषां परं प्राक् प्रसिद्धं
परेशं
तद्ब्रह्म
परमं
तदेतुरनन्यदेकम्। थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you. Chitra Mohini Devi Dasi ji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी प्रणाम प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय यस्मिन् यतो येन च यस्य यस्यै यद्यो यथा कुरते कार्यते च परावरेषां परमं प्राक्प्रसिद्धं तद्ब्रह्म तद्हेतुरनन्यदे एकम्। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। थैंक यू प्रभु जी।
Thank you. Thank you. Uma Kulkarni Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय यस्मिन् यथा येनो च यस्य यस्मै यद्यो यथा कुरुते कार्यते च परावरेशं परं प्राक् प्रसिद्धं तद्ब्रह्म तद्दे एतु अनन्यत् एकम्. हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
Thank you. Pranandandini Madhvi Devi Dasi ji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी प्रणाम प्रभु जी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय यस्मिन् यत् येन च यस्य अस्मै यत् यथा कुरुते कार्यते च परावरेशं परमं प्रसिद्धं तद्ब्रह्म तद्देतुरनन्यत् एकम्. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी थैंक यू प्रभु जी.
Thank you. Usha Dayavati Devi Dasi ji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी प्रणाम प्रभु जी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय यस्मिन् यतो येन च यस्य यस्मै यत्यो यथा कुरुते कार्यते च परावरसे वरेशं परमं प्रसीतं तत् ब्रह्म तत् एदेतुरनन्यात् एकम्. थैंक यू प्रभु जी. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Thank you. Madhumati Vilasini Devi Dasi ji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय यस्मिन् यतो येन च यस्य यस्मै यद्योत् यथा कुरुते कार्यते च परावरेशां परमं प्राक् प्रसिद्धं तद्ब्रह्म तद्देतुरनन्यदेकम्. थैंक यू प्रभु जी. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you. Vijaya Kumari Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी प्रणव प्रभु जी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय यस्मिन् यदो येन स यस्य यस्मै यत्यो यदा गुरुदे कार्यदेश परावरशं परमं प्रसिद्धं तद्ब्रह्म तत्तेदुरनन्यतेकम्. थैंक यू प्रभु जी.
Thank you, Mataji. Subbarao Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी धन प्रणाम. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय यस्मिन् यतो येन च यस्य यस्मै यद्यो यथा कुरुते कार्यते च परावरेशां परमं प्राक् प्रसिद्धं तद्ब्रह्म तद्देतुरनन्यदेकम्. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Subbarao Prabhuji, can you read synonyms for us?
Synonyms?
Hare.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
Synonyms. Yasmin, in whom? That is the supreme personality of the Godhead or the supreme place of response. Yataha, from whom everything emanates. Yena, by whom everything is enacted. Cha, also. Yasya, to whom everything belongs. Yasmai, to whom everything is offered. Yat, which. Ya, who. Yatha, as. Kurute, executes. Karyate is performed. Cha, also. Para avaresham, of both in the material and spiritual existence. Paramam, the supreme. Prak, the origin. Prasiddham, well known to everyone. Tat, that. Brahma, the supreme Brahman. Tat hetuhu, the cause of all causes. Ananyat, having no other cause. Ekam, one without a second. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Subbarao Prabhuji. Thanks for your help. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Brahman Krishna is the ultimate resting place and source of everything. In this verse, it is described how the Lord is or who the Lord is. Everything is done by Him, everything belongs to Him, and everything is offered to Him. He is the ultimate objective, and whether acting or causing others to act, He is the ultimate doer. There are many causes, high and low, but since he is the cause of all causes, he is well known as the Supreme Brahman who existed before all activities. He is one without a second and has no other cause. I therefore offer my respect unto him. Who existed before all activities. The activities are the manifestation of the material world. Purport. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the original cause as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Even this material world, which is conducted under the modes of material nature, is caused by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who therefore also has an intimate relationship with the material world. If the material world were not a part of his body, the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Cause, would be incomplete. Therefore, we hear Vasudeva Sarvam Itisa Mahatma Sudurlabha. If one knows that Vasudeva is the original cause of all causes, he becomes perfect Mahatma. Brahma Samhita 5.1 declares Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigraha Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme controller. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for he is the prime cause of all causes. The Supreme Brahman, Tat Brahma, is the cause of all causes, but he has no cause. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karanam Karana Karanam. Govinda, Krishna, is the original cause of all causes, but he has no cause for his appearance as Govinda. Govinda expands in multifarious forms, but nevertheless they are one. As confirmed by Madhavacharya, Ananya Sadra Sabhavad Eko Rupadi Abheda Raha. Krishna has no cause nor any equal, and he is one because his various forms as Swamsa and Vibhinam Namsa are non-different from himself. We saw verse number 29 yesterday, and Prem Chaitanya Prabhuji very nicely told us that what is Krishna is Adokshaja, means something which is material, something which is remotely connected to material cannot help one to either see, know, or understand Lord Krishna. even the slightest of the material vibrations, material intelligence, material senses, material mind and mindset, and material concoctions. None of this ever help you understand, know, or realize Lord Krishna. Thus, anything remotely connected to the material world or that material energy of the Lord invariably fails one to either understand or come nearer to Lord Krishna. This is one of the strong reasons why vairagya or detachment is very necessary. At the same time, these vairagya or detachment cannot be in the form of a hatred, because as described here, the material energy is also part and parcel of the Lord. You cannot hate something which you want to love. And so Srila Prabhupada excellently explained to us in several purports in Bhagavad Gita that it is not that we want to get detached because we don't like it, but because there is something superior, something better, something permanent, something blissful, something Sat Chit Anand. And that's what we want. And because we want that permanent thing, we are trying to overcome all the tests that we have developed by remaining as a conditioned soul for millions of births. So this is a distinct difference that we must recognize, that the material manifestation, the material world, and the material energy belongs to the Lord. But anything connected with this material energy certainly prevents you from getting detached and attached to Lord Krishna. So that was the yesterday's learning. Today, we are as if going through the first verse of first canto of the first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. It explains vividly what Lord Krishna is. The fundamental sentence is that he is the ultimate resting place and he is source of everything. So not only he is the ultimate resting place, but everything that emanates in this world or the spiritual world is from Lord Krishna. At the same time, everything also belongs to him. Everything is always offered to him. And everything is done by him. The so-called intermediate doers, like us or many other living entities, or demigods or demons, are simply the object, or what we call nimitta matra. Lord is the ultimate object, and he is the ultimate doer. Remember, the Lord is always the cause of all the causes, and Lord existed even before any activity started. the activity started is the material manifestation that starts appearing. It's the same material manifestation which then maintains itself and then undergoes devastation. This cycle goes on even when before this cycle began. Lord still existed, and he was the only one who existed. And thus, Lord is the most independent, and Lord is the cause of all the causes. If you look at in this verse, these 10 characteristics are described vividly, but ultimately it all boils down that Lord is everything. He is second to none, means there is no one equal to him, let aside above him. And he is the supreme Lord of the material and the spiritual manifestation. We'll go through the first verse as well, because that actually describes the same characteristic more in detail. Very popular. Oh, Srimad Bhagavatam begins with this verse, and the verse that we read presently, more or less, is the same verse. Janmadashayato anvayada itirata Sartheshu abhigna swara Tene brahmaradaya adi kavaye Muyanti suraya Tejo vari mrudam yatha vinimayo Yatra trisargo brusha Damna svena sada nirasta kuhakam Satyam param dhimahi. Translation. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all the causes of the creation, sustenance and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed under illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representation of the water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reaction of the three modes of material nature, appears factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representation of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Of course, this verse describes and covers a wider aspect of it, but in nutshell, is the same as what we saw in verse number 30. Everything begins at a point, and that's Lord Krishna. Everything ends at a point, and that is Lord Krishna. And thus, everything belongs to him. Not only Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, but many of the Puranas and all of other Vedic scripture confirms these time and again. So the top superiority of the Supreme Lord cannot be argued. It is already proved beyond doubt by Pramana known as Apurusheya, those words spoken not by human beings or living entities, but by Lord himself, and that's why they are truthful in any and every circumstances. Lord's ultimate superiority helps us understand that we should divert all our energy in pleasing the Lord Krishna, because when you water the roots of the plant, water automatically distributes to the entire plant, and thus if you have the transcendental loving devotional service to Lord Krishna, all other system of religiosity, system of demigods, etc., are all fully satisfied, and you don't need to do anything separately. And that's why Srila Prabhupada in several purports of Bhagavad Gita confirms time and again that devotees of Lord Krishna do not need to do any karma kanda or any form of rituals that otherwise are necessary for the living entities, the human being, to live a happy, contented material life. Devotional service or bhakti marg is the only marg which takes you to the Bhagavan realization of the Lord. When we talk about Bhagavan realization of the Lord, it means we are exchanging the rasas between ourselves and the Lord. And this is the ultimate of Bhagavan realization. It can only be achieved by ahitukic continuous devotional service. And this devotional service then leads to bhava and prem, and that prem leads to the transfer of the rasas between the Lord and the devotee. This stage of living with the Lord is the ultimate phase of life that we all aim at. But to achieve that, the mark which is very commonly described and what Srila Prabhupada explains is a bhakti mark. And this bhakti mark is an elevator that only goes up to Lord. You know that there are three kinds of realization. The Brahman realization or Brahma Jyoti realization, which actually is just simple effulgence of the Lord's magnificent body. And second realization is Paramatma realization, as we all have a Lord in our heart, realization of His presence in our heart. And the third and the final, which is a personal realization, is Bhagwan realization. When you reach the Bhagwan realization, that is the ultimate end of the supreme position that one achieves. Any question, any doubts, any addition, any commentary, any correction, please go ahead. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, this thing is the exact term of absolute truth. Why he is called as absolute truth?
Yes, Prabhuji, you tell me. You are right. Your question is very good. Why is he called absolute truth?
I'm not getting direct answer. There are so many continuous statements are there. But exactly one answer for why he is absolute truth, I am yet to know.
Prabhuji, let us look at what the truth is. The truth is which is consistently remaining as the positive or affirmative. That is the truth. When it remains for all the time, then it is absolute. In all the circumstances, in all the parameters, beyond the understanding of the material nature, then it becomes absolute. When it remains truthful within the parameters of the material energy or material manifestation, we call it a truth. It means, I'll give you a simple example in a medical language, partly technical, but I think you would understand easily. Suppose a person has a blood pressure of 120/80, that should be considered as normal, provided he is resting and not doing any other activity. Now, this parameter of normal blood pressure indicates the range of the blood pressure only when he is resting. The moment he starts working, those parameter remains no more truthful. So their truthfulness depends on the parameters that are given along. Blood pressure in resting would be different. Blood pressure while working would be different. Blood pressure while in a shock would be different. Blood pressure while in a state of excitement would be different. Blood pressure in a state of ecstasy would be different. So the truths differ according to the change of parameters. When the truth remains only one in all such parameters of the material world, we call it a truth. I'm just trying to explain in an abstract. But these truths that we have in the material world again remains truthful till the limited parameters that we know of are met with. When you go beyond those limited parameters, say we know only 3 dimensions, we know up to 6 dimensions, we do not know about 12 dimensions. In the spiritual world, they even describe 12 dimensions. So when you go beyond 3 dimensions, then it is beyond the material world. And when it is true, even in the spiritual world, in the world where the dimensions and the parameters are extensively wide, unimaginable, and our senses cannot perceive it because it is inadequate senses. Those truths are absolute truth. The Lord remains supreme with all the available parameters in the spiritual world also. And that's why he is the only supreme personality and he is the absolute truth. Prabhuji, am I making some sense?
Wonderful, Prabhuji. Wonderful. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Very clear statement. Wonderful.
Any other question? Any other doubts? Any commentary?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Pranandini Mataji. I was about to tell your name. Go ahead.
Prabhuji. Actually, Prajapati Daksha now establishes the supreme personality of Godhead, his position, unique position, that he is the always in Bhagavad Gita. Sri Krishna tells that Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. Then also Matta Paratar Kinchid Dhananjaya. Bhaktaram Jagya Tapasa, Sarvaloka Maheswaram. All these things clearly state that he is only the cause of all causes. Therefore, and again, Arjuna also says, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitra Paramahava. All these things, Prabhuji, not a single doubt remains about his unique position.
Yes. That's very true, Mataji. Thank you very much for your revelation. It goes beyond the word of absolute truth also, that he is supreme in all the areas of the spiritual sky as well. Thank you very much, Mataji. Thank you. Very, very true. If there are no other further questions, Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Anek koti Vaishnava ki jai. Hare Krishna to everyone.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna to everyone.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for attending the class.
Thank you
Look
so
forward
much.
to seeing you again tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Have a wonderful day.